Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at Zacian with the move Fire Fang instead, which you're going to see already in action against the Mamoswine. Gonna do a ton of damage against a lot of Pokemon in this meta. We're going to try to bait out some Steel-type Pokemon here, and in general, Fire Fang is a move that doesn't generate energy as fast as, for example, Quick Attack or Snarl, but going to do way more damage with the fast move itself, which can be also beneficial against the Dialga, which will bring them basically into a range where one close combat will be enough to knock them out, while before a Snarl variant or the Quick Attack variant wouldn't knock them out straight away with just one charge move there. Like this, you're going to be able to do a little bit more damage with the fast move itself, and you see already that the Dialga from the opponent is already in the yellow health while not even getting hit by a single charge move so far, till now of course, since this Fire Punch going to hit them. Our Dialga can come in against the opponent, but this is going to be still an uphill battle against this Mamoswine. We can still go for the Iron Head, but they're going to swap out into their Dragonite here. They're going to have most likely one move stored already onto their Mamoswine, but we can also go ahead and catch a move on our side here. This superpower going to find our Zacian, and also the Fire Fang is coming in clutch here again, going to do a ton of damage, but we're still going to be able to go for one close combat and win this first game here. So far, so good. So let's take a look at the next game. We're going to see a Dialga in the lead. Very decent lead for us. We can go straight press the display. You can actually overfarm by a 1 here as well before the opponent would get to a charge move, but we're gonna go straight here. We're gonna go straight for the move, but they're going to shield up this move as well. This time around, we're going to overfarm a little bit more after this one, because I know I can go for 2 more fast moves if I want to, and I will exactly do that one, as this Presses Blade going to be able to knock out the opponent if they let this move go through, but they're still going to shield up. Our Groudon's health is declining pretty fast, and we're going to let this move go through here as well, because I feel like that Dialga with Energy Lead will be a little bit more beneficial. While I still have to use one shot like shield here, that might be a Draco Media, I don't really want to risk it. We're still going to be able to go ahead and farm them all the way down. We have a ton of energy now. Turns out they're going to have a Melmetal in the back, which is really not ideal, but we're also going to see now the Dragonite. Here, everything but Fire Fang would have been good, because while Fire Fang still almost does around the same damage as a Quick Attack, the energy generation is not ideal, and they're actually running, for whatever reason, the move Hurricane. I have never seen a Dragonite before that runs Hurricane nowadays anymore, but of course it's one where I really would need them to not run Hurricane. They're going to run that here right now, which is really bad for us, because otherwise I think I actually would have been able to win this game, but with this move coming through here, it's going to knock us out, and we're going to lose the second game for today's video. Going to be a very difficult Pokemon to deal with for this team. But we're going to still have our Zacian here, which has access to the move Wild Charge. We should be able to survive just barely one Sacred Fire here, and we should maybe even get able to get to another move there, but they're going to go ahead and I think they go into their Kyogre here, and they do exactly that, allowing us now to go into our Dialga, saving our Groudon from the Kyogre, which is going to be very decent for us. We're going to get a ton of energy here. This should only be a Surf, a Thunder, or the Origin Pulse, and it's just going to be a Surf here, so that's going to be fine for us. In comes now again for our opponent here. It's going to be most likely, it's actually going to be their own Dialga. We're going to go straight for the Draco Media. Let's see what we can do with that one. Do we going to get the knockout? We do get the knockout here, and we can swap out into our own Ho-Oh. We just have to try to get the opponent low now, as they have the move Sacred Fire, a move that can debuff the own attack here from us now. We're gonna go straight for the bait, because it's very likely that they're going to shield, and we're gonna see the Sacred Fire gonna get the attack drop now, but now we are not gonna bait around anymore. Presses Blade coming through, the definitely better move here to go for, and look at the damage. While it's resisted, it still does so much damage against the opponent, which is wild. Brave Bird coming through, going to be even beneficial for us. It's going to now take more damage from our charge moves. Fire Punch coming through, gonna get shielded, and we can swap out into a Dialga, farm down this Dialga. They are forced to go for another charge move here, and as a Ho-Oh, you cannot charge up to 2 charge moves here, so we will be able to now go ahead, go for the Fire Punch, and win this game here. Good game to my opponent. Nothing they can do here anymore. They even forfeited. What a game. Lost the lead hard with the worst possible lead basically to face, and still we're able to come out with a victory here. Next opponent, the Giratina. For this one is also a little bit difficult here, that we're going to run Fire Fang, as Fire Fang going to be resisted by this one, while for example a Snarl would have been super effective against them. So for us it doesn't really help us out too much, but we know that we're going to be able to win this game here, or like this matchup in the Zero Shield scenario. So we're going to go straight for the Presses Blade here. They're forced to go for their own charge move. They're going to go ahead and let this move go through and go into their Dialga now. We can go ahead and go into our Zacian. We still should be able to take one charge move here. I'm not really sure why I shield shield this move up, to be fair. I don't really have to do this here. But let's see what the opponent going to do. They're going to stay in. We can go for another iron for one close combat here. Going to do some decent damage against them. They will be able to outspeed me, but I can just go ahead, shield up this move here as well, and get a ton of energy against them. As you see a Groudon approaching, and now it's going to be a tough one to still come back from. I will be able to go for one close combat, but we're now getting into a range where even one Fire Punch is going to be enough to knock us out. So Fire Punch is coming through here. Now our only play is to catch a charge move from the opponent. Are we able to do this? And we're actually able to do this. The Precious Blade is coming out through onto our red health Groudon. We will be able to go ahead and go for the Iron Head here. Is this enough to knock out the opponent though? We will find out shortly. It is barely not, but the one Dragon Breath is putting them to exactly 1 HP in a dream, which is going to allow the opponent to win this one there. And yeah, this is going to be the yeah, we'll lose there sadly, but we're going to now see a Landorus against us. Against Landorus, Fire Fang is actually pretty decent because you're going to do way more damage onto the opponent here. Stonehenge coming through, and we will see now a Rush Jam coming in, where of course Fire Fang is going to be double resisted. So it's going to do basically no damage against them, but still we're going to be able to do some damage with our charge moves. And they actually went straight for the Fusion Flare for whatever reason, allowing us to get more energy onto our Dialga while they don't get to another charge move here. They could have overfarmed, maybe even farmed us all the way down there, as they were not really threatened by my fast move. In comes the Dialga. I'm gonna go for the bait, which in hindsight I shouldn't have done, to be fair. I should have just went straight, but no, never mind. They're gonna shield up this move anyway, so that's going to be fine for us. They're going to swap out back into the Landorus as expected, and it's going to be a tough game to still win. But Fire Punch actually does some pretty decent damage against the opponent here, as you can see. I can go for another one. Maybe should wait until they debuff themselves. I'm not sure about this one, but I'm going to go ahead and actually, I'm going to shield up this first move, and I should be able to, yeah, I'm going to have the Steam Pita here right now, forcing the opponent to actually let this move go through here as well. I can go ahead and go for the Fire Punch bait now, like in general, Fire Punch spam against the opponent, as their health is declining as well. They're going to be very, very low there already with that Dialga. We have some energy stored on our own Dialga, and if they throw another charge move here, which they do immediately, I will be able to go into my own Dialga now, and we should be able to outspeed them to one Iron Head. It's going to be very close. Our health is going to down, but like we're still going to be able to go ahead, go for one Iron Head, and knock out the opponent here. Good game there. Next game coming up here, we're going to see the Giratina in the lead. Giratina in the altered form, which is going to be actually a pretty decent matchup for me, I feel like. Precious Blade should be able to two-shot the opponent while they don't have as much pressure as the altered form with the move Shadow Ball. So while they're bulkier, I don't really think this matchup really helps them out too much here. So as we're going to see a shield coming up immediately here, which is actually going to be very nice for us, but they're going to have to get hit by another one here as well. And as we can see here, of course, they're going to get two-shot by our move, which is going to be very decent for us, but we're going to not really go for that one. We're going to go ahead and let this move go through here, because we have our Dialga, and because we would have been even able to get to another one if they allowed me to go for one more fast move, but sadly, didn't really happen. But we're going to be able to go ahead and go into our Zacian now against the Melmetal. My swap time there was basically that of a like 100-year-old or whatever. Like my reaction time was so bad there. I literally waited like way too long in my Dialga, but hey, we're still going to be able to go into our Zacian here, and we're going to be able to take some charge moves here, and we're going to be able to also go for one close combat in order to knock out the opponent, which works out pretty well, I guess. In comes Giratina, out comes Giratina as well, because we're going to be able to go for a wild charge, which is going to be resisted, but still enough to knock them out. And we're going to see now an X-Control coming in. While this is going to be a little bit of a trickier one, we still were able to save our Fire Fang variant of the Zacian, and this will come in clutch eventually as well here, as we're going to be able to reach another charge move after this one here, going to be able to go for the Iron Head here on the Steam Pita, which will be even better for us, but it's going to put them into range where I will be even able to farm them down with my Dialga if I want to, but I don't want to. But I want to farm them down with my Zacian, so goodbye X-Control. Let's take a look at the next game. We're going to face a Groudon in the lead. How do you play this? You, of course, have to stay in here. Now, this is a guessing game. Like, honestly, it's a guessing game if they want to go ahead for the Draco, like, for the Fire Punch or not, but they're going to swap out anyway into their Dragonite, allowing us to go for another Precious Blade here, and I'm going to be able to catch a charge move onto on my Zacian, and this charge move going to be the Superpower, which will be very nice for us, as their defenses as well as their attack is going to be dropped here right now. But also, they're going to be able to go for another one, but also they're going to be even more debuffed now. We will be able to farm them all the way down, and we should be able to survive another one here, as this incoming charge move, the superpower, is not going to be able to knock me out, but they're going to go ahead and decide to go into their Groudon now and catch me off guard with one Fire Punch. They can definitely do that if they want to, but we have so much energy stored here, we will be able to now go ahead, let this move go through. This is just a Fire Punch for sure. I will be able to go for my own Precious Blade here right now, and it's going to do some pretty significant damage against the opponent, but they're going to let this, like, they're going to shield this move up anyway. Can go for another one. Going to be able to do so as well here, and going to be able to get the final shield by the opponent. You see me swapping out here, and you see me no shielding the first one because it's an obvious shield here. So the opponent going to try to bait me there because I have 2 shields left, of course. It's most likely going to be another one here, but yeah, Fire Punch coming through. It's going to be okay for us, as we can now farm on the Dragonite. In comes the Zacian. This can be a little bit tricky, but we're going to have 100 energy right now, so I'll rather throw my Iron Head here, but they're going to throw perfectly onto the time where I get to my charge move, which is not really ideal to be fair, but I can go ahead, go into my Groudon, and I can finish them here with one Fire Punch. Goodbye Zacian. In comes their own Groudon, but we're going to be able to win CMP with our Dialga, and we can say goodbye to the opponent's Groudon, as this Iron Head going to completely annihilate them, and it's going to be a very good game. Next opponent, we're going to see a Giratina against us in the lead. Very decent lead for us, going to be a little bit tricky later on with our Zacian here. I should have definitely went to my Zacian immediately, don't know why I didn't do this, but I'm still going to be able to take just one charge move, going to be able to just let this move go through and farm them down for some nice energy with my Zacian, as I don't even have to go for a charge move here, allowing me to now get some energy as well. For the most likely incoming Giratina, no, it's going to be a Giratina Origin here. Will allow me to go for one Wild Charge. Maybe they're going to expect me to go for a Play Rough here, but no, I don't run Play Rough, which maybe I should have went for Play Rough. I'm not sure about this one. Actually, no, I think it's fine running double nukes here instead. But we will be able to go ahead, go into our Dialga. We can take the Shadow Ball. They're going to swap out into their Giratina, as we will be able to take now some moves with our Groudon as well here. But it's going to be, in general, most likely a very easy matchup to still win. As Precious Blade coming through here, I will be able to get the final shield by the opponent, and I will be able to now shield up once, and I should be getting to the next charge move in time, hopefully at least. We will find out shortly. Yes, we can knock them out here, and in this point of time, there's nothing the opponent can do here anymore. Goodbye Giratina. The clock is ticking up there already. I'm gonna go for the Fire Punch instead, just to get rid of the switch clock basically, and do some damage here, but at the end of the day, I just have to try to go for one Iron Head to win this game, and I have to call that they're gonna go for the bait first. And this was a very amazing call, because it literally won me the game. I think if they just went straight for Shadow Ball, they would have won this game there as well. But because I called the bait there, I was able to now go for the Iron Head and win this one. I honestly played so well with this team. Like, I played so well with the plays that I did. And we can go now into the final game. We're going to see here a Groudon against us, which will, of course, take those Precious Blades here pretty easily. Let's see. We're going to have another guessing game here against the opponent. We will be able to swap into our Zacian onto the charge move, which is going to be another Precious Blade here as well, which is maybe not the smartest idea, but I will be able to now go ahead, shield up against this incoming Fire Punch. I still have the close combat against the opponent. Fire Punch coming through, not going to do, of course, damage if I shield it, but this Fire Punch is going to put them into range where I can farm down later on with my Dialga if they want to knock me out here, and they exactly want to do this one here as well. We will be able to go into our Dialga, get some extra energy from the opponent, as Iron Head as well as the Draco Meteor are so good in the current meta. But in comes now Melmetal by the opponent. I don't know what this Melmetal really thinks that they can do here with this one, but yeah, Superpower coming through. They're gonna go down here. This one Precious Blade going to be easily enough to knock them out, and the opponent's Groudon should be in Fire Punch range, so let's take advantage of this one here as well. Let's see, Fire Punch is coming. No, okay, I'm going to go ahead and not throw the Fire Punch, but I'm going to go ahead and farm them all the way down. Hope that they don't have something like a Dragonite in the back. Turns out they have a Dialga in the back, and this was the best play I could have done here. As you're going to see now, I can go for the Precious Blade, win this game, and that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed the showcase of Fang Zacian. Is there any cool Pokemon that you're using right now that has also some random other fast or charge move that is kind of spicy? Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.